Mike, check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and I don't know what it is about the rain, like a really rainy, stormy day, that just like gets me in the mood for like retro gaming. Like, I don't know if it's just that feeling. I think part of the nostalgia factor with rainy days is like, as a kid, you knew that when it was raining really hard, you weren't going to be able to go outside and ride your bike. You weren't going to go to the playground. You couldn't hit the basketball court to play a little basketball. So it was pretty much going to be a day inside. And so days inside as a kid, you know, early on meant days playing Super Nintendo. Well, mostly Sega Genesis, but some Super Nintendo. And then when I got older, you know, then it became PlayStation, PlayStation 2, things like that. So I had a hankering for some retro. So I had to pull a couple consoles out of storage just to kind of kick back this weekend and get some gaming in. I think it's supposed to get sunny. So it's supposed to get sunny one of the days this weekend. And maybe I'll try to head out and do some retro gaming. But until then, it's going to be a retro evening. Now, what I have here, one of these ports here, is kind of a unique HDMI adapter. I had to get this for the Neo Geo Mini. So this is a HD adapter that you use for the Neo Geo Mini. This part goes into the console, this part goes into the screen, and I was looking all over for this because I did want to get some Neo Geo action in, but I didn't want to plug in my AES. And I only have 3 games for my AES as it is. Last Resort, Magician Lord, and I can't remember the other one. But on the Neo Geo Mini, it has like 50 games, all scaled up to HD. So, you know, I don't know why the Neo Geo Mini is so much cheaper than the TurboGrafx Mini. Because like the TurboGrafx Mini at one point was like $300. It's probably like $225 right now. But the Neo Geo Mini, ever since it came out, has just always been like way cheaper than a lot of the other mini consoles. I mean, I think that thing is still like $29.99. I don't know if it's gone up or down in price. I haven't checked. I play mine a lot because I'm a huge fan of Blazing Star. So I'll probably get some Neo Geo action in. I think the Neo Geo Mini would have sold better if they just made like a mini AES. Had they made it like a mini AES, it probably would have sold a lot better. But because they went with the like arcade look on it, I think that's a big part of the reason why it didn't sell all that well. And for those of you who are wondering what the Neo Geo Mini looks like, well, that's this device right here. So this, my friends, is the beautiful Neo Geo Mini. And this thing is awesome. Like, this thing is really cool. When you plug it in, it uses USB-C to play it, so that's cool. This little joystick here is pretty cool too. Like, you know, the buttons are very tactile on this. I don't know if you can hear that. This is very dusty. I haven't played it in a while, but the buttons are very tactile on this, and this is a pretty cool little mini console. But it didn't really do too well on the resale market, and I think it's because it looks so gimmicky. But had this been like a mini AES, oh, this would have killed, man. Like, this would have had such a high resale value had it looked like a mini AES. And I'm just judging that based off of what, you know, the resale value on the TurboGrafx Mini was, which actually fully resembles a TurboGrafx, just a miniature version. But this is really cool. So this weekend, I think for me, it's going to be some Neo Geo Mini. It's definitely gonna be some PlayStation 2. I've been wanting to play PlayStation 2 for a while. I got a couple games that I want to play, so I'm gonna be plugging this bad boy up and getting some PlayStation 2 action in this weekend. And then, last but not least, the ever so beloved Dreamcast, my first love. Now let me stop. I'm joking, but I do have a real affinity for the Dreamcast. This takes me back to a very interesting time in life, high school. That's when I got my Dreamcast, was when I was in high school. And Marvel vs. Capcom, of course, was the game that I played on this. This is my original Dreamcast, all the stains and scuffs to go with it. I've had this thing for years. One of my favorite consoles. And inside there, it is empty. I thought I had a game in here. I thought I had Mars Matrix in here. Guess I'm gonna have to go back down to where I have all my games stored and pick out some games to play. Definitely gonna get into some shoot 'em ups this weekend on this. I've also been wanting to play, for some reason, Street Fighter 3rd Strike, so I'm probably gonna pick that out and play a little bit of that. And I'm not sure what else I'm gonna get into. I've been wanting to start a new RPG. I still have not yet finished Chrono Trigger on the DS. Yeah, the Chrono Trigger that I have for the DS. I started playing it. I got pretty far, but I stopped. Like, oh, that's what it was. I started renovating one of my bathrooms. And like after that, I just stopped playing Chrono Trigger, never picked it back up. But I've been wanting to get into Skies of Arcadia. The Dreamcast is the last system that I actually beat an RPG game on, and that was Grandia 2. I actually beat Grandia 2 like last summer or a couple summers ago. And that was a fun game. A lot of grinding. Like, there's a lot of mindless grinding in these RPGs, man. I mean, just grind after grind after grind. But I really enjoyed the story in Grandia. I thought it was a really, really interesting story on that one. So Skies of Arcadia, I do want to play that one, get into a little bit of that. It's weird because the PlayStation is so much better. And I think in a lot of people's opinions, because I am not like a RPG aficionado. So for all the RPG lovers out there, let me know what's the best RPG console. But I feel like PlayStation, they just do RPGs better. I think they do RPGs better than Nintendo, and I also think they do RPGs better than Sega, and definitely better than Xbox. I think Sony has produced some of the best RPGs in gaming history. When you think about the Final Fantasy series, Shadow Hearts, Suikoden, you know, the list goes on. There's a ton. Like I said, I'm not an RPG aficionado, so let me know down in the comments some of the like heavy hitting you know, RPGs. I mean, I guess as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, you know, you do have the Sega CD, which is where we first saw games like Lunar, which is of course a staple in the RPG world. You think about games like, well, Chrono Trigger is a pretty cool RPG that we got on the Super Nintendo. You've got the Phantasy Star series. I guess there's a lot. I don't really know. You all let me know down in the comments which is the console for some RPG action. But RPGs are a ton of fun to play when it's raining. Everything just seems to slow down. It almost seems like you can, or I, let me not say you, but I can concentrate on the story a little bit more, actually know what the heck is going on, and really get into it. So I'm pretty excited about these consoles here, a little Neo Geo action, a little Dreamcast, and a PlayStation 2. One of my favorite eras in gaming. I don't know, was this 6th generation, 5th generation? I think this is 6th generation. Let me know down in the comments. But let me know what you're going to be playing this weekend. Let me know what games you're getting into. I paused Super Turrican last night and like never started playing it again. So I've still got the Super Nintendo out, and I've still got that PAL PlayStation I'm going to get into. I started playing a little Deadpool last night on the Xbox 360 and just started getting dizzy. I don't know why. But yeah, gonna get some gaming in this weekend. Just wanted to stop by, let you guys know what I'm getting into. Let me know what you're getting into, and I'll have some videos that I'll be dropping this weekend for you. It's the Y2K Collector. Hopefully you had a slamming week. This week was hell for me. I felt like the work was never gonna end, but as you can hear in my voice, I'm excited for the weekend. I need a break. Let me know what you're gonna be doing this weekend, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take it easy.